when we were dating, he looked up the percentage of actors that got divorced in this business. So, and he brought out like a Microsoft spreadsheet.
PowerPoint?
Did PowerPoint. He goes,
once again, good job.
now I want to tell you this is right, won't work. And then he went through the whole thing, and then she was like, but I love him. And
When he's right, he's right.
Exactly. Then he goes, see?
Some people online were like, oh, that girl seems like she was like a bully in high school. She's a mean girl. And I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
I don't know this girl you were dating. She just wanted intimacy, right? And so then you have to find other ways that's satisfied.
You get my great jokes.
My great jokes.
My constant sarcasm throughout the day.
Joy.
Do you know how I found out my father liked me? It said Shah likes Pritesh Shah. He liked my Facebook fan page when I was 27 years old. I was like, wait, you like me? But as a kid, it was like a very business father-son.
But did your father ever say something like, I love you?
Not until my late 20s.
Really? Yeah. My father said I love you one time, and I thought he was dying. I swear to God.
What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun Shetty. Welcome to the Convo Sutra. Here with another fantastic episode. So happy for this show today. You know, we got a recurring guest who's come back as a panelist.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before we start, quick shout out to the LA Reiki Center, a space to reset and recenter your energy, founded by Ritu Mahendru, former host of Showbiz India TV and as seen on the Convo Sutra Season 1. Reiki helps you restore, realign, and reignite your energy centers, supporting your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This Diwali season, LA Reiki honors the brightest shining stars of Los Angeles, its artists, the soul of the city, with the launch of the Artist Sanctuary series, featuring discounted creative reset sessions, the Artistic Hours Clinic, and a book club inspired by the Artist Way. ConvoSutra listeners get $20 off their first season through November 30th. Visit lareiki.com or follow LA Reiki Center, that's the Instagram handle, to book today. So, good job, Ritu.
Good job, Ritu.
Good job, Ritu.
Some Reiki.
It's Reiki.
Reiki.
Whatever.
Did he just say Ricky?
I almost
Are we
paused
talking about Ricky
it.
Martin? What's going on? You're
Yeah.
Indian, Tarun. She's like, if you want Ricky done, I'm like, Ricky.
Ricky, okay.
All right.
Mike,
What's good, dude? What's good?
I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you, man. Good to be back, brother.
Yeah, and shout out to You Podcaster Studios for having a couch.
I was just going to say, look, we're on
Something
a couch
new,
now.
something different.
It's
Looks
comfortable. It makes me feel like all my fat's coming
Y'all
out.
never had a couch before? Would
No,
like
you
a
guys look like
hammock?
you're on a bad date.
Me and Jazz, this literally looks like a terrible, like.
Or we're on a bad double date. Like,
Hey, yo.
Yeah, we are in LA.
Yeah, we're, live your truth.
Yeah.
No, this is actually the vibe that I wanted to create before. Like, we're all hanging out in a living room.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it came across like we're on some, I don't know, political crossfire show.
yeah, like a talk show.
This is also not going to be long term based on what they told me. They're going to get rid of all
really?
the furniture and
Oh,
buy new
man.
stuff. So we'll enjoy this
tried.
while it lasts.
We'll be on stools next time.
We'll be standing.
We'll be crisscross applesauce on the ground. Yeah.
We'll be at podiums.
Yeah.
So, Mike, we usually start off with a question, but I just want to get into this real quick because Pritesh and I, we did a gig. We got hired, the Convo Sutra comedy show, which was Zarine and Pritesh did stand up at this gig. Dude, we showed up as a comic. You're going to relate to this. And we were like, hey, cash up front. We want working audio. You know, don't perform during dinner. That's like a general rule for comedy. We show up. It's like in this room. People are just like a banquet room. We're like, where's the audio? They're like, oh, there's no audio microphone. Just start talking. Dude, it was the hardest gig.
But I think you're leaving a part out, which is most interesting. So it was at the back of this restaurant called the Mother Wolf, by the way. Beautiful restaurant.
Love Mother Wolf.
Beautiful restaurant. Never been there. So it's a banquet area in the back. This guy had come. Can I speak a little bit about this guy?
Yeah.
Without saying his name, very wealthy guy from Vancouver, Canada.
Okay.
Who for his 50th birthday, he flew 75 people down. He paid for 75 people to fly down to LA for his birthday. Wow. So the point is, wealthy individual, right?
You have a son? No.
They're young, 11-year-old twins. So anyway, we're in this room. We go in, and then he's just like, we're like, so what's the setup? How do you want us to perform? We're the nothing. You know, it's just like we're clowns. Like, just get up. There's no setup, no audience, no light. Proper, right?
Right.
So of course, Tarun's like, dude, I texted. He pays his cash. That's fine. But then there's no mic, and he goes, "That's fine. Just go up." We're like, and I told Tarun, I'm like, we need to figure out a mic situation. Otherwise, I'm not.
Pritesh is like, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Like, dude, we got the money. We got to do something.
Because I've done it before without a mic, and you're just yelling. Like,
Yeah.
there's no joke. So not only that, so he's like, oh, we talked to the manager. Half hour later, they're like, we'll have a mic for you. Now this guy goes, he didn't even care if we didn't have mics. He goes, well, when I talk, I need to make sure I have a mic. That's literally what he told us, right?
Wow.
Like I went up, Tarun was...
They got the microphone. So
they got the microphone while they started. Now keep in mind, they've already done their first course of dinner. Now from a comic perspective, you usually want to perform before, while no one's eating, and definitely before they eat. Because after they're eating, they're kind of like, weighed down.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's already first, and we're like, all right, we gotta go. So I'm going up first. I'm doing 10 minutes. Tarun's doing 30. Okay? So I'm starting it off. I get the mic. Luckily for me, the mic's working fine. It got like cut off once, it's fine.
But he has to go up cold, which is also very hard.
Yeah, I had to go up cold and like garner that. But it was fine. It was going okay. People having a good time. Everyone's laughing. Cool. I get off, introduce Tarun. Tarun gets up. This poor guy, honestly, and kudos to you, dude. He goes up. The mic kept cutting off. The mic keeps cutting off. The battery's full though. The mic keeps cutting off. Eventually, I'm sitting here. He just hands me the mic because it's not working.
Right.
So this guy had to do like literally 10 of his 30 minutes with zero mic.
Oh my God.
At least
Zero
20,
mic.
did I? I don't know. It was
10 to
So
15,
basically
you
now
get the
you're
mic back.
it
and
felt
then
like
down.
eternity.
Yeah, I know.
Of course it did.
Hell yeah.
But he killed it because he didn't let him win. Like, it was impressive, actually, because he's like yelling, having to get water, but the whole thing's becoming a joke.
Okay.
And he's just playing into it, which you kind of have no choice but to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
It was wild.
But the people enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think people had a good time, but
Well,
I don't know.
I don't. Did you care? The question is, did you care at that point?
The reason why I bring this up, because I see Mike every week at the worst bar show possible, where it's like a knife fight, and Mike, you're so used to just these weird environments. Like I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, here's another horrible gig. You just gotta walk into.
Pretty much, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get discovered here. This is not going to be my
breakout
viral moment. I mean, it'll be viral, but for the wrong reasons. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's the business we've chosen. You'll sometimes have great gigs, and you'll have the gigs that you just went on.
Yeah.
But the mic comes out. Now all of a sudden, you're a TED Talk. It's like you're a motivational speaker
TED Talk.
yelling at everybody at TED Talk. And I'm telling you right now, you're screaming to the back of the room, and it's just, you become like Tony Robbins or some shit, but without the mic. At least he has a little, head mic with that little thing coming down. So
yeah,
and the one thing that I always get pissed off is that people like that hire you, they don't understand that we just don't go up there and just tell jokes. We just like a musician, we need certain
silence.
We need certain things that
atmosphere
to make the show go the way where we want to give you a great show, and the audience members receive a great show. But for you to well, just figure it out. It's like when a person goes, hey, I've got a cousin with a club foot and a stutter. Work with that.
Yeah. There is one thing that I've seen across the board when I've gotten hired. They understand the mic situation, stuff like that, the basics. Usually there's no issue. They don't understand how comedy doesn't work if I can't garner everyone's attention.
Exactly.
Somehow they don't get. I'm like, no, I need the light on me. I would like darkness on people, and I'd like everyone able to see me.
And I like the game
for
off.
Success. Yes, right. I need that for success.
Correct.
Then it's on me.
Correct.
But you can't expect me to be successful if you don't close the bar down, so people are waiting in line. You have the doors
Shut
open.
off the TVs.
Yeah, sure.
Like the World Series is playing.
I asked it. I said, I want the bar shut. I want you to announce it, to tell people, ask the DJ 10 minutes before I go on to please use the restroom. I want the least amount of
Pritesh has a
distraction.
writer. He's like M&M's with green only.
I mean, I'm no core, but I'm just saying, you're paying me. This is how I can give you the best performance. This is actually for you.
That's in his writer. It's simple things. Give me a stool, a mic, and dark lighting. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for, okay, I need the room flipped. I need to make sure that there's lights coming down. I need my strobe light at a certain... We're not asking. We're not a musician.
Yeah.
We're not Mariah Carey or like...
Tarun's having to walk around and tell he's going up to the waiter like, hey, you mind moving some chairs? And even the waiter's like, let me talk to my manager. I don't know.
And you are... I'm the comedian that's supposed to go on in about 5 minutes.
This one guy was falling asleep during... I was like, wake up. It's almost done, dude. Remember that guy with the turban?
He was passed out. But the crazy part is there was like a minister there. There was like people that were high level government
very influential
officials.
people there.
There was one guy who had the nicest like gold Hublot watch, like Rolex. It was just money.
The guy who hired us, we were in like a Tiffany Rolex, which is like one of the hardest oyster perpetuals to get.
Yeah, and that was like a 6'1".
But yet they can't get a mic that works for you.
Well,
By
he
the way,
wanted a
it's-
mic that worked for himself.
It's not that look, I
probably
want to
had
make
his
it wasn't
back.
that he was.
He had it ready.
What he's saying is he had promised him that, and it's all obviously he's not coming from a mean-spirited place where it's like you guys don't get a mic. The place he went in, I guess they just said we don't have a mic, it's not working. So he clearly didn't confirm with him.
He was a nice guy.
He was
He
nice.
just didn't know, you need certain things. So by the way, if you want to hire us and you want to hear us talk about,
Talk about
Talk about
your
your
character.
afterwards.
You're gonna have to edit some of this out,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm not editing anything out.
Just please, not only if you hire us, if you're hiring anyone of talent, just please be mindful of what it takes someone to do well if you're going to pay them.
Pretty
That's all
much
I'm
respect the talent, please.
Yeah.
That's all we need is
Add it to
respect
the party planning agenda, because it's like logistics. I think it was just an oversight for logistics.
I used to do a lot of Indian shows. One time I was performing, and it was going so badly. I was supposed to do like 45. The guy just walks on stage. He's like, "Okay, we're done." He took the micro out of my hands.
What did you do?
I was bombing so bad. I flew to like Indiana for this stupid gig, and I was like, "Okay, I got paid. I'm out of here."
Hold on. How could it? Where was the bombing part coming from? Was the sound bad, or there's?
I learned things over the years. Like people were probably eating. There was something else going on. People weren't paying attention. Some people don't speak English properly.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that'll do it.
The language barrier kind of hurts a little
The
bit.
language, when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't understand what they're saying.
I realized people would see Russell Peters, who was really big, like when I was in my 20s. So they were like, "Oh, we can't afford him. Let's hire Tarun Shetty." I was like one of the fewer. There weren't many stand-up comics who were Indian, so they'd hire me. And I was like, "Yeah, pay me whatever. I'll fly out and do it." And then they'd be like, "This is not Russell doing accents. Where are your accents?"
Yeah, you're right. I thought you were Indian.
And they're like, why aren't you going 34, 50? What the hell? Why you not do that?
That's hilarious.
Let's loop in Jazz to this so you can answer some questions.
Jazz, sorry, turn into the boys club
All right.
for a
Yeah,
little
sorry,
bit.
Turn to the comic club.
Yeah, you did. In the green room.
It's like a green room setup, right?
It is. Somewhat,
It's more like a fruity green room
very,
setup.
yeah, it's very,
It's
with the stained glass windows in the back and everything. It's like a very, I don't know.
I feel like I'm in like
vibe.
church courtyard or
Every
something.
church court, like we're we're waiting for the smoke to see who the Pope is. Oh, that's cool.
Again,
me.
shout out you Podcaster Studios. They're terrific. We actually do love this place.
Yeah.
So the question is, Jazz, you can start off with this. What's something you understood about success and happiness that you didn't when you were 21?
I mean, simple answer is at 21, I equated success and happiness with money and having enough money, having maybe more than enough money. But now I think I've maybe evolved past that. I would hope.
Me neither.
But it's like
job.
It's like Maslow's hierarchy, right? Like, okay, you have your basic needs met, you have food and shelter, and then you keep going up. And at a certain point, you're like, okay, I have enough. I'm doing well. I've achieved some sort of success. So what's the next thing? Is the self-actualization? I feel like I'm kind of on like that part of the journey where I'm like, okay, what's the next thing for me to navigate kind of internally?
So no more money.
More money.
Oh, you want?
Yeah.
See, it's never enough.
It's never enough.
Having said
especially
that,
in
I
this
still want
economy.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, in this economy.
That's-
Gotta keep grinding, but
Yeah, I'm not past the materialistic stuff.
I just don't think it's equal. I don't think it's like like it's one for one. Like it's a factor. I don't think it's the only factor.
Mike, you look like
Yeah, I want money. And but I know at the end of the day, what I would learn that I wish I learned that time is patience. It doesn't happen all at once because when you're 21, 22, 23, like I gotta have it now, I gotta have it now, I gotta have it now, and you're just hustling. And if it doesn't happen, the time that you want it to happen, it's okay not to freak out because a lot of times what people want to do is try to speed up the process. And a lot of times, I mean, they'll say, but they did it and they did. Well, that's like far and few between, like, you know, that 70s show when it was on. Dude walked off the plane, got that 70s show, and the rest is history. And then Wilmer Valderrama is just falling to roles after role after role. It's not like that for everybody. So you just have to be patient because when I came out here, I was like, I'm going to be a star, leading man. I'm going to go for it all, blah, blah, blah. And then about 5-6 years after that, I'm like, you know what? I'll be a guest star, co-star. Co-star's good. Co-star's good. I'm fine with that, you know. About 10 years, you know, guest star. I could do your guest star, come in and out, recurring character. And then after like 15, 20, I just want to work. I don't give a shit. I'll be a walk-on.
If I can be by the catering table.
Exactly. If I could just, look, I could be the grip guy. I'm the one that drives the guy to the cast or a woman.
You're not even on this show anymore.
Yeah, I'm not even on the show. I'm all the way outside.
If I can just watch, if I can get Netflix on my TV.
If I get a subscription. If I'm at the gate and you are here to see who now, all right, let me just make sure. But at the end of the day, it's patience. It's all about patience and all about strategizing and having a strategy. Because I think we just go full, when you're that young, you just go full tilt. I'm going for it. And, whatever, like a bull in a china shop.
Mike's on a show, by the way, on Netflix. So
am.
you've achieved a lot.
Thank you.
I actually just wanted to jump in really quick that I think I was answering a part of that second part of the question.
Too
which
late.
Is the
You can't
happiness.
answer. You can't go backwards.
No, I am going backwards, which is I was like, we're talking about maybe two different things. Like, what does success look like, but what does happiness look like? So I was kind of being like, it's not a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're successful doesn't mean you're happy.
Correct.
Want to say something?
Look at Tarun's face. He's like,
Pritesh
don't
has a
get
lot.
spiritual on this.
It's our karmic fates coming up.
No, I think when I was 21 years old, I had this preconceived idea of probably culturally and societally that everything was based on getting married, making a lot of money, having kids, and that's what success was. And that's what made you happy. And that was probably like an aim. And then obviously I quit everything and then moved to LA to pursue this. And obviously, I enjoy the fruits of your labor. I like nice stuff. I like to enjoy it. I've been able to, especially because my father did well and we were able to enjoy so much. But it doesn't make you happiness. There's so many things I've achieved and done. And then once you get it, you realize it's so temporary because it's actually, and it's like, it's just a dopamine rush. And then you could have a Ferrari and then 2 weeks from now, it's just a car, at a certain point, it's just transportation. And I've realized that with anything, even when I got a condo, I was like, oh, I got this. And now it's just a place I live in, So I think I think it's all internal because you're constantly searching and you realize it's an illusion you're clawing for that's going to fulfill this void within you. Because most of my friends are super successful or super wealthy or whatever, maybe. They're not happier because of it. It's like, yeah, you have it. It's a thing you can use. It's a utility. It's nicer to have that than not have it for sure. Makes life easier. But they're not, some of the most depressed people in Hollywood are some of the richest, successful people.
True.
Yeah. I have to disagree with you because I feel like my baseline is misery, like malaise. So I'm constantly chasing dopamine rushes, like stand up or like, dude, you sent me something about a Lexus IS 500. I've been looking up the stupid cars. Now my whole feed's these cars that keep popping up, and I'm just chasing women, cars, watches, whatever, because I want these dopamine or stand-up shows.
Yeah,
So
but you
I'm
just proved my point. You just said it's a dopamine rush. That's all. It's short lasting. It's not joy.
So if I can just do this,
What does it?
It's an empty road.
I guess that's
an oasis.
That's a transient state of. I guess that's you're happy in that moment, but what is happiness?
does that even exist?
Wow.
I think
Wow.
I think there's a difference between joy too. I mean, there's a lot of people are just chasing temporary dopamine rush, but you don't. When you look at someone's eyes, you don't feel joy, right? They're just looking for pleasure. And
Who's
pleasure,
like that?
Pleasure and joy are very different things. Pleasure is that dopamine rush. You're looking for pleasure, but the problem is if you have a one night stand or you get stuff, it's never enough. The girl leaves, and literally that night or the next day, you need to text someone else because it wasn't fulfilling at all, right? Same thing as people who are addicted to shopping. They think they buy a bag, and a week later you buy something else because none of it was fulfilling. It was so temporary and an illusion. So I think that's the difference between pleasure and joy. Joy is, you don't need any of that. It's all internal.
Right.
It's a state of being.
Right. I think all of this is moments.
Yeah.
Everything are moments. So that dopamine rush, that's just a moment. But that joy is more eternal because then it's a more fixated thing. But when you have those little moments, even with those little moments, though, you can find nuggets of joy that you could take with you. Not the one night stand, but if you had, maybe.
Nuggets.
That is a.
If you
lot
get
of joy.
a venereal disease, you can take that with you.
Oh, you can for a little while, but then there's a shot for that. You get the penicillin, and then that joy, and then
Mike knows too much about that.
I'm just telling you right now. What's a sore? They're dancing for diabetes now these days in the commercial with Sky Rizzy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I look at everything as moments now because those moments are the one that counts, and then from there I could take a little bit of that. Whatever joy that is, and and put that in my memory bank and be like, all right, that was cool. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, can't see that. They're just, because it's all about, I mean, we're not, I mean, think about it. I mean, in our profession, we're narcissistic. For us to go up there and say, we're so funny, you're going to laugh at us, to strangers. That's narcissism. But there's something attached to that, which is a moment of giving and that joy you want to receive and that you want to give to them. So I just look at it that way.
I don't. I wish I was
Still
more.
not there?
I think you're not there on the
understand
you're
it.
not there on the Maslow's
No, you know what?
hierarchy yet.
Let's unpack this, Tarun. Why are you not there?
Every episode, someone says, "Let's unpack
No,
this."
you know what?
Tarun.
My actions actually are contrary to that because I've had some jobs. If I stayed, I would have made a lot of money. But yet, I always, for some reason, I always want to like build stuff like the podcast or make a movie. Like it is important for me to create positive influence.
That's the joy
to
we're
society.
talking about.
Really, when I think about this more, it's creation. Like I turned down a week in Laughlin, stand up wise, because I'm trying to do some other projects outside of this podcast. And I was like, if I leave, I'm going to lose momentum. And I was like thinking, man, I'm turning down a good stand up gig. But I was like, oh, because this other thing's more important, that I create this thing that's going to have a bigger impact, to the world. So I love coffee too.
Oh,
Speaking
of coffee.
Speaking of.
Hey, I want to make a quick shout out to Dialogue Coffee for sponsoring this episode. Thanks so much. I'm actually getting the pumpkin latte, which I've never gotten. It's delicious. Jazz, what are you drinking?
I got a dirty chai, again on brand.
I got a post-workout smoothie, I guess on brand. Yeah.
And I got, I think it's called the Debo smoothie. I don't know if it's sponsored by Friday or Ice Cube, but I think that's what it's called. But it has like antioxidants and pineapple and sherbet. I don't know what the hell it is in it.
Last time you said it's Katy Perry in like a glass or something. I forgot what you said. It was hilarious.
I feel like roaring. So that's why I felt like it was a Katy Perry. So it's good.
call
Thank you,
back.
Dialogue. It's pretty, and they do smoothies aside from the coffee.
Check out Dialogue. They have multiple locations, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks. Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.
I'm glad you clarified that because I know you play that and it's funny when you play this miserable, superficial shallow, because you're actually not all those things if you get to know.
Yeah.
That's, it's funny. It's fun comedically, but that's not who you are because you wouldn't be doing all the things you do. You're actually very helpful. You do care. You just sometimes
Purpose-driven.
Yeah.
I'm purpose-driven for sure.
You're purpose-driven.
I can be a complete, not nice person too.
But
Well,
all
you're
of
a
us
Leo.
can. No, but all of us can. We're all nuanced. Like none of us have not. I can be really, really mean. I choose not to because it doesn't serve anyone. Or
I want to see that side from Jazz. I think she's hilarious when she's.
I think she's
mean.
always mean.
Check it out on my podcast. I mean, every week.
Okay, Jazz.
The stuff she says off camera, I'm like, you got to bring this to the podcast.
You've both said that, and
One day.
I mean, yeah, and you know what? You mentioned that some people online were like, "Oh, that girl seems like she was like a bully in high school.
yeah.
She's a mean girl." And I was like, "That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me." Like,
Jazz is a
I was not
plastic.
actually that much of a bully in high school.
Yeah, you weren't.
I was only there for a couple of years, and then I graduated.
See, that smile says it all right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I love talking to Mike because his relationship ended, marriage.
Yes, it did. I don't know.
He was
That's
married to a
why-
Gujarati girl.
Gujarati girl.
The connection, he was married to an Indian woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I love hearing your perspective because when you see her, is there like an aversion to like Indian women? Like you're
Wow.
Look at he's looking at Tarun. When you asked the question, he didn't even look at Jazz. He goes, "What an aversion."
I think I have high
Aversion? What are you
self-esteem.
talking
It's
about?
okay. Size me up.
like,
So, an aversion to her? I just met her.
oh, okay,
He's saying being
Has it
being
ruined
divorced
Indian
to
women for you?
yeah.
Oh, has it ruined it?
Yeah, like when you look at
The
Indian woman, you
allure
go,
of
"Oh, that's
Indian
my
women?
ex-wife."
Yeah, pretty much.
Even
I'm still
Even
scarred.
your schoolgirl outfit cannot.
Even the Britney Spears "Hit Me Baby One More Time" outfit here. Nah, I mean she's cute as hell, but I'm like, nah, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't go down that road anymore. I've had enough.
Too much courage.
Thank you
in
for
life.
trying to matchmake,
too much
though.
chai, too much paneer. I'm like, no.
Funny, dude. All
I'm
that
not- I'm
stuff.
Is she
not-
vegetarian, your ex-wife?
No, her parents are. She was for a little while. She was when she went home. And I was like, what the fuck? You were just eating a steak.
Oh,
Before
that's the
blood
most
just-
Gujarati thing on
I'm like,
the
what the hell were you
planet.
doing? Like, no, Mike, don't say anything. She's got like, members hanging from her teeth. At this point, I am, like I said, moments.
Yeah.
It's just literally moment to moment right now. And at this point, I'm like, when you get out of a relationship, whoever that person was used to kind of deflect and project onto whoever that person reminds you of. So if I do see an Indian woman, I'm like, oh, whoa, not going there again, because it's almost like, being in prison and you're like, hey,
being in prison.
yeah, I mean, put it to be extreme, and then you're like, oh, I'm not going in that store because that's where I got locked up. Yeah. That's what happened last time. So you try to avoid those stores or whatnot. But I'll get over it after, a few years.
Few weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, I'll hit you up in a few weeks. Just give me 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Slide up in your DM.
I think the interesting thing to hear from your perspective of having been immersed in Indian culture and then now being out, what would you say from an outsider is like things you really enjoyed and loved about it and things that you did not like about the culture?
Well, let me start with what I liked about it.
Yeah.
When we first got together, I felt like I was like the Jackie Robinson of India. I was like breaking boundaries, and I was like, they didn't know, because they didn't know how to react, they didn't know how to do it. So I just loved the whole, just simple things I like the family aspect where everybody got together on Saturday. Now, of course, they didn't have any chairs. Everybody sat on the floor, and I'm like, yo, what's the deal? I mean, because I have very tight hips, so I couldn't sit on the floor like that. But that was cool, and even the bars, like the grand.
Wait, they didn't have any furniture? It's not an Indian thing.
No, they didn't. When they had big
get-togethers.
Get-togethers.
Yeah, people sit on the floor.
Yeah, they sit on the floor.
When you're on the floor.
You missed it. He just said bars.
The bars, yeah. When the grandmas be sitting, I'm like, oh dang, how come their hips are more fluid than mine? So that part I like. The part I didn't like is when they said when clearly the parent was wrong, clearly the auntie was wrong, and they would say, no, they're never wrong. No,
Default
no,
respect.
You will have respect. I was like, no, but they're wrong. No, Mike, they're always right. I'm like, no, they're not right, Mike. I don't know what they do in your black culture, but in my, I was like, first of all, don't call it black culture. I'm not representing the whole black culture. I'm just saying that what the person said is wrong. He said, no, I know, and then I would ask Aarti. I was like, but they're wrong. I know, Mike. You just let it go, and they just let it go.
Aarti is your ex-wife.
Aarti's my ex-wife. But yeah, they would ask Aarti. I would tell Aarti. I was like, but she did what I know, Mike. We just let it go, and that's the part I hated. They let it go when they knew exactly what they were doing, I mean, it was just certain things like when she said Aarti meant prayer.
It does.
Which I was like, oh yeah, then we have to do Aarti. I was like, come again? I was like, do what? I was like, no, they do prayer. I was like, oh, okay. I thought there was some.
I feel like you can be a huge comedian in India. Like you could be like the black guy who goes to India and talk about your Indian culture.
And all you have to do is tell people in India that he's South Indian.
I'm South Indian, yeah.
That's hilarious. I'm South Indian. Basically, they say South Indians are darker than. Yeah.
There's many.
I'm deep South. Deep South.
No. There's South Indians where you would look at them and be like, dang.
God dang, yo.
You're darker than me.
You put enough sunscreen on, fam?
Yeah.
You guys are both North Indians, right? Both of you?
I'm Gujarati.
Gujarati,
West Indian.
I'm a mix.
Oh, what do you mix with?
Well, my mom is like Malayali and North Indian, and then my dad's side is from Jammu Kashmir.
Oh, okay, that mix. Okay.
Don't act like you knew what you just said.
No, that mix. Yeah. No, I thought you meant like Filipino or something like that. Or
Indian
mix.
Through, yeah.
It's funny you bring that up because that is a big part of our culture. I wouldn't say so much in my family directly, but when elders or parents or uncles, aunties say something, even if they're wrong, a lot of people feel like they can't correct. Because it comes off as disrespectful.
Oh, my goodness.
I guess that's the trade-off you make because they're trying to be like community and group focused. So it's like keeping the peace. And then, versus everyone being like so individualistic and like standing up for themselves. And so I don't know, it's a trade-off, right?
It is. It's, and then Aarti, my ex, she would try to stand up like in the certain functions, the men and the children would be served first.
Yeah.
And the women would be the last to be served. And then
Which is ridiculous since they usually made the food.
Yeah, they made the food. So basically now they're having cold food and everything.
I've never heard of this. The men being served first?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. When you went to your parents' like Indian parties as a kid, you're telling me that everyone ate at the same time?
Everyone just
We did at my house.
Yeah, ransacked the food.
No, Gujarati, no. Even in my cultures, they serve the men and the children first.
And men don't do any dishes. I know that much.
Oh, yeah.
Men don't do anything.
When I was in the kitchen,
Make
and
that
then
into
all of a
something.
sudden, I looked like I was in I looked like they looked at me like I was an oil painting. They were looking at me like, what? Like the men were looking at me, and the women were like, Mike, what are you doing here? Why are you in the kitchen?
women's business?
Why are you in women? No, Mike. I'm like, no, I'll just do this. And the women loved me. But the men were like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The men were like, you're being a pick-me.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently I was, effeminate. Maybe that's why they didn't like me for the longest time. But after a while, they got used to it.
Dude, I cannot stand those Indian parties. Like when I was a kid, I used to have a good time. And then as I got older, I'd go to these parties. And it was like, man, it was people like just, I don't know, the conversations seemed kind of superficial to me. I don't really fit in generally with people. So maybe the
just
Indian
people?
thing. Well, I can fake it pretty well if I have to. But like if I'm at a party, even that party I talked about a few weeks ago, that birthday party, I always feel uncomfortable after a while. I'm like, man, do I have to like talk or do I have, it's just weird.
Because I know her family, all they talked about was business. Yeah. That's all they talked about. They go,
that also tracks with Gujaratis.
All they talk about, and I doing good. And they would say, I got this investment.
You got this stock.
And then all of a sudden they were like, how are you, Mike? Well, I had a great gig the other night. I did 15 minutes of good stuff. The mic wasn't working though.
The mic wasn't working.
Okay. So anyway, and then they were just so I said I'm just gonna go to the kitchen and just help out with the ladies, or just throw football around with the kids and so.
How was it post divorce with her family? Because I know divorce is, I don't know how it was hers, but divorce is kind of like a stigma in our culture. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, like, do you still have a relationship with your ex-in-laws, or how's that work?
Yeah, it was. The father is cool. I mean, well, he was cool. Maybe he was praying for this day. So he was like,
he's really cool now. He's
nicer than ever.
He did start off with no.
That was, if you weren't here, I don't know if you remember.
That clip went super viral, by the way.
Oh, did it?
Dude, it went well over, I think, 200,000 views.
Yeah, it was, just to backtrack, just to let you in, when I was dating her, Artie, before we met, and she didn't tell them about me, but then for some reason we were dating for like months, and then she finally told them.
It takes a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the process.
And then when I walked to the door, and she said, I'm bringing someone over, and then they opened the door and saw who I was, and the father went, no, and just pretty much. No, yes, and no, Mike, no, don't, no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Why is the Uber driver here?
I don't know why you are here. Yeah. Should I call authorities? No. So it was not good. And the father and me, we didn't get along, even after we had kids. So, but then after like the third kid was like, all right, well, maybe this is going to stand. And apparently he didn't. And it didn't. He was like, oh.
Mike, you know what's funny though?
No, exactly. He goes, you just like I said, you just have to wait it out.
You're telling that story, even though, I'm not black, but I still have those insecurities. Whenever I meet Indian families, I'm always thinking like they're looking down upon me because I'm not a doctor or lawyer. Because I'm a comedian. They were like, oh, this guy's a loser. Even though they have no idea about my finances, I always feel like I'm fighting uphill whenever I meet like traditional Indian families.
The thing that he did was he looked up, when we were dating, he looked up the percentage of actors that got divorced in this business. So, and he brought out like a Microsoft spreadsheet.
PowerPoint?
He did PowerPoint. He goes,
once again, Gujarati.
He goes, now I want to tell you this is why it won't work. And then he went through the whole thing, and then she was like, but I love him. And
but
when he's right, he's right.
Exactly. Then he goes, see?
Just kidding.
The counter is professionals. They're miserable in these marriages, and they stay
most
together.
Definitely. There's a lot of them. That's the other thing that I don't like is that a lot of times I would see the husband speak to the woman in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And then they were like, that's just that. That's just how they chat. I'm like, I know a lot of married couples, they don't chat like that. And it's just disrespectful to me. And I'm like, but they say, leave it alone. Yeah. And every time they say, leave it alone, I just got to leave the house or wherever you are, I'm like, I can't do this because it's just, because my parents used to do the same thing. Yeah. But my mom, she would, fight back with that. But they don't fight back for some reason. So I never understood that.
I would go to some of these like family events or whatever it may be. And you would see that, and you'd see some of the way the wives would rationalize it.
Yeah.
They would say, well, he has a terrible temper. But I mean, besides that, everything's really
He's
good.
in a bad mood.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
working hard this week.
He didn't eat.
Yeah,
What?
he did. So he's always eating.
He's always eating.
But there's always this rationale because I think it stemmed from like my grandparents, my great grandparents. When I hear the stories where it's just like a man's, and of course there's deeper reasons behind it. I'm not saying that, but his expression of anger was always like it's
Justified.
okay,
It's
justified.
because it was you can never react like okay, there's a lot of emotional turbulence here. We need to have conversations, whatever, and it was just like it's okay. He had a bad day.
And it's a pattern, and it's not all Indians. I mean, of course, it's changing too.
Oh, yeah.
As we, our generations
Evolve,
and stuff, and even I've seen my parents and their friends and stuff the wives are all feisty, but it's like a culture of we put men's discomfort as like the priority of like, oh, make sure they're not uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't dress in a way that's uncomfortable. Don't speak, don't make sure their food's not cold. It's like an aspect of pleasing men, and it is, very patriarchal.
Well,
The good old days.
I've always heard from my married friends, like, it kind of shifts a little bit because initially, I don't want to trash women. I've already done it enough.
no,
But
go
like,
ahead.
you know how like you put on a mask, men and
people.
women, both people.
people when dating.
But when you're
Yeah.
locked into a marriage, my guy friends are like, oh, everything kind of changed. Where like, she knows like I'm locked in, and then
But vice versa. He knows she's there too, especially after you have a kid. They're kind of like, where's she going to go?
yeah.
It's like taking it for granted how much invisible
it's back
labor
and
women
forth.
are
Yeah.
doing.
I've never been married, so I don't know. But like,
they
my
do
married
too.
friends are like, it's different once you're married.
Oh yeah,
You
some
should,
things
well,
got
the
to
women
change.
say that too.
Yeah,
It really is different.
It's on both parts. See, but the
Yeah.
thing is, you got to come in. You come in as individuals. You can leave as individuals. It's not about. It's about. It's just about a change of. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens actually, because if you go in there when you get married to change that person, then that marriage was never going to last.
Yeah.
It's never going to do, because the one thing that I still remember that Arti, my ex, said was her mom, they got an arranged marriage. And he said, and she asked her mom, how did you know that dad was one? How do you got arranged marriage? He goes, well, I learned to love him.
Yeah.
So they were dating as they were being married, which was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's everybody changes because the father was one, and then the mom started shifting, and then anything she wanted, the father would cater to. Everything.
That's where my
Better
parents
to
are
date
at.
while married.
Oh my goodness! He doesn't go. Well, God rest her soul, she had passed away. But if she was out, he'd be right there with her.
Yeah.
He said, "I can't go anywhere without your mother." I mean, it was almost like having another child. Almost.
Well, what changed is like I saw that with my own parents, right? In the beginning, you definitely felt like when I was a kid, my dad ran the show. It was his way, highway. I always used to joke, like guys now will be like, "This is like the man cave." I'm like, my whole house was the man cave. What are you talking? I was watching Dateline with my father. I'm 5 years old. There's no. It's like you watch
Dateline with my mother.
Yeah, but it's like we watched what dad wanted to watch. My mom cooked what dad wanted to eat.
Yep.
It was run through my father. But now it's like, dude, my mom run the house.
Oh,
we all see. My dad's scared of her too. Like the tables have turned.
Yeah.
She's
'Cause
the boss now.
He needs her now
You
for
know,
that
mo-
emotional comfort.
Yes,
and-
I think they also have a better understanding. The universe has a crazy way of making you humble and learning. Like when my dad worked and my mom stayed at home, I don't think he appreciated what it took to upkeep a home.
Yeah.
And she didn't appreciate how hard my dad worked and how tiring it is to be out all the time. And like she would want to do things on the weekend. He just want to rest.
Right.
Well, my dad got laid off and then my mom was working. And then my mom told me, she goes, I don't want to do anything because I'm tired. I'm like, see?
Yeah.
And then my dad was upkeeping the home without kids. And he's like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
So like they both started to appreciate each other
Interesting.
more. Yeah.
Perspective shift.
See, that's why it's so important to me. Like, I'm always like, whenever I meet someone, probably when I'm single, I have to maintain my frame of like my life. I'm like, you're going to enter my frame. Like, I'm not adapting to you, which sounds really selfish, but I've tried adjusting and it never works out. Now it's like,
But that's different. Adapting and adjusting are two different things.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Because when you say, when you're adapting, that's a good thing, because what you're doing is you're malleable. Now you're and you're like Bruce Lee says, like you're like water. You conform to where you containment, and you conform to the situation. When you have that person, that's when you adapt or adjust. But when you're just so fixated, no, you have to adapt to me.
yeah.
That's when you're rigid.
I work at nights. Like, I really grind, like, really late. And one time, this girlfriend was like, I don't like how you always work late. We should go to bed together. And I was like, this is like when I'm functioning. Like, I'm more creative at night. I can't just like turn it off at like,
I understand that
at like
deeply.
11, 12. That was late for her, but I was like, 11, 12 is early for me. I'm a comedian. You
Yeah,
know, you're out.
We're night owls.
And I knew that was a sticking point. And I was like, this is not going to work. You know?
But see, then
It could have. It's like, because I'm an 11, 12 guy. I've dated people even now where the bedtime's 2 or 3. It doesn't work for me at all. I think if you have communication, understand, okay,
Correct.
well, that's your creativity. That's fine. But then if that's a form of intimacy I'm missing, because that is intimate. I'm not even talking about sex. Like
going to bed.
No, but that
We're
is a
gonna-
form.
we're
If you
gonna
look
be
at
unconscious.
intimacy, it's a form of intimacy.
Be unconscious.
Yeah,
Tarun,
it's like-
but it is a form of intimacy because you're sleeping together, conversing in bed, cuddling, whatever it may be. I'm just saying, if that's not, I'm assuming, I don't know this girl you were dating. She just wanted intimacy, right? And so then you have to find other ways that's satisfied,
Counteract that.
and maybe that's
You
not
get
gonna
my
come at
great
night.
jokes.
Huh?
You get my
my
great
credit
jokes.
jokes. That's
This
my
is why
filter.
Tarun needs the dopamine
Dopamine,
hits
yeah.
constantly. Yeah,
I
the pleasure.
understand.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this bit right quick.
No, my constant sarcasm throughout the day.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Joy.
I couldn't, that's so funny you said that because my ex used to say that. When are you coming to bed? And I like
Yeah.
11, 12 o'clock. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to make sure I get this one last show of Wildin' Out or something
Yeah.
like. Or when I'm writing something and like Pritesh said, he said, yeah, it's that form of intimacy, which I didn't know. Because for me, intimacy was, so I guess we're going to do something, right?
Yeah.
But no, they just want to sit and talk about it. But
Pillow talk.
and pillow talk. But it was so crazy, which is still kind of weird to me, where we have a job where we have to talk to people, but with our significant others, we had nothing to say. Because I talk all day long. I just
know.
don't want to talk with you right now. Can we talk tomorrow morning? I don't want to say
Well, can I
anything.
ask you, how long before you guys went separate ways did you feel like there was a separation in the relationship already?
Oh,
I'm sorry I always bring this up whenever you're back. By the
no,
way.
no, it's all,
He's all open. He's
it's
cool.
Not enough
I'm
Indian
open.
people
It's
are
my
divorced to
therapy,
come
bro.
on
I
here.
can't afford my therapy. So this is it. No, it
Get the
was
white couches here.
basically it was. Let me see. We were together for 20 years.
That's amazing.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
that's a terrific
That's
run.
a successful marriage.
It is.
It depends.
20 years.
And 20, yeah, but it's 20 years for not for the right reasons. See, there's 20 years where it's like, that was a good solid year, good solid 20 years. Or there's 20 years of I have no other options, or I'm stuck for the kids, or I don't want to, like we were talking about, make ways with the a significant other. This is how they are, as opposed to communicating and actually telling the person how you feel, how you make them feel. This hurt me. And as guys, men especially, it's hard to say, you know what, you hurt me. That I'm vulnerable. Like when we talk about our careers, when we have a hard set or something didn't go wrong, something didn't go right, you want your significant other to, just like you want her to come to you when she had a bad day, you'd like to go to her for a bad day, and we just couldn't match
on the
that.
same page, yeah.
And, same page. And once it started, that's when it started fracturing.
I have no problem with vulnerability and openness. I've gotten way better at it. I'll put my heart out there. But there are times even when that comes in, I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to. Because sometimes I
scary.
do feel that my feelings don't matter anyway. But that's on me, I think.
That's
sometimes.
how society conditions men. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have feelings. You're weak, and you're not taking on the masculine role in the relationship if you can't say.
That's part of it. That is
Yeah.
part of it because I came from a culture. My family's Haitian. I'm a Haitian culture, and they the same things. Like, hey man, this is tough.
Machismo.
Like, what are you, woman? You know what I'm
Same
saying?
Indian.
Yeah,
Like
same
our
for
father,
Indian culture.
Our father's like, I always joke, do you know how I found out my father liked me? It said, Shah likes Pritesh. He liked my Facebook fan page when I was 27 years old. I was like, wait, you like me?
That's
like,
crazy.
You never, there was no, like we have a super close, loving relationship now. But as a kid, it was like a very business father-son
But did your father ever
relationship.
say something like, I love you?
Not until my late 20s.
Really? My father said, I love you one time, and I thought he was dying. I swear to God, I called my mother, like, yo, what's going on? Someone tell me.
are you?
Who are you?
He's
Because he
trying
said,
something new.
He's trying something new because I love you. I'm like, and my heart just felt like, oh my God, what happened? And he went to the doctor, something happened. So
Do you know James Harrison? He was a linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
He was on a podcast, and this guy looks like a mean, big dude. And he goes, I was learning to open up my heart. So he's like, I called my dad. We've never said I love you. And he's like, at the end of the phone call, he tells his dad, he's like, hey, Dad, I love you. His dad just hung up the phone. And then his mom called. She goes, hey, what's up? What's wrong? Your father
Are you
said,
scaring him?
Yeah, like he thought his dad thought like he was gonna like hurt himself or something because he
that's
said that. Like he
hilarious.
couldn't.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I just told you I love him. Like
yeah,
that's hilarious.
It is what it is. But
Yeah.
but you'll get there, bro. You get. I
Do you tell your dad you love him?
We got to wrap up. So stay tuned to find out if I love my dad.
I called your father. I told him I love him. I just let you know. He's like, who is this? Look, I just love you. I love Tarun too. He goes, Get off the phone.
It's good to have you, man.
So happy you've made it to the next tier of the show and coming back. I hope you come back again in the future.
Man, this was so much fun. I appreciate you, Jazz, and maybe, like I said, check your DMs. I might be in there.
It's going down.
But yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
Instagram, The Real Mike Estime. That's my Instagram as well as my Facebook, and as well my comedy special, Doing Too Much, is on YouTube.
We didn't even talk about your special. Your special's hilarious. I did see it on YouTube.
Thank
I
you,
watched it as
left
well.
on-
Very
yeah.
funny.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Thank you. And working on that. And just check out my Instagram with all the dates and all the sketches and bits that I'll be putting out there.
Yeah.
You can find me at the Pritesh Shah on everything.
You guys can find me at Hot Chai Pod, especially on YouTube.
And you can find me at Tarun Shetty. Please follow us at the Convo Sutra. Follow us on Patreon. Forward this episode to a friend. Help get the word out there. We appreciate you. Thanks, guys, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Appreciate
Later.
you. Thank you, Dialogue.
Yeah, thanks, Dialogue.
Dialogue's delicious.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.